all that good stuff. Sorry about the wiggles. I'm gonna start working on this thing. Number 6. So I've got 4 washed, 5 washed. I don't know. I think I got 1 more to wash. So we're gonna start on this one, and I'm debating on what color to do. So maybe I'll actually wait to start painting on this. See if I get any people in here who want to throw comments at what colors I should do stuff. That's always fun. Morning. So I'm gonna do a quick oil wash on this guy. Just to get it going again. My marinara of doom, which is almost empty. Pretty much is empty. A little black paint. Morning, everybody. I was just going to start this video off oil washing this real quick. Hey, thanks, Sills 6800. Good morning. So I was just going to start, like I said, washing this one with some oil wash. And this is true oil, so I need white spirits to thin it down, and I'm almost out of that, so that's going to be a issue for the future blurs. So I feel like I did the brightness from this side, so I'm going to start my wash on the dark side. That will, what ends up happening is you get chunks of paint on the tip of your paintbrush that you don't realize isn't thinned down. So you want to be careful not to do that, but one of the safeguards I use is I start on the side of the piece that isn't shaded, or that isn't highlighted. I mean, that is shaded, that's in the shadow. So that means that my first, interaction with the piece will be, you guys can barely see. See, this is much darker. All of this could be watered down or thinned down. So the other thing I need to do on the boards after this oil wash is some pigment powder and a clear coat, because I want to add just a little extra, just a little extra. And it's okay that this side is darker again, because this side is going to be the shadowed side, and this is going to be the lit side. So, like I said, I always try to start my my shading or my oil wash on the shadowed side of whatever it is, so that I can work out the consistency of the wash, especially if it's a new wash. If I had this like filled with oil wash already blended all together and smooth, and not maybe having a chunk floating around in it or whatever, then then you can start wherever, because you already know the consistency of the wash. But I unfortunately am almost out of white spirits, so I'm rationing. So I'm only making little batches of the wash, unfortunately. So I will have to finagle some more white spirits before I can really progress too far with all the oil washes. Hopefully I have enough to get a couple more done, is what I'm hoping, but we'll see. I also might eventually go back and like hit up some little details on this, on all the GW bits on this. This one is the most heavily GW built. Trying to get a little bit of this wash pretty much everywhere, which means you got to cover a lot of surface area. Luckily the oil wash, as you all probably know, really spreads out quite well, so you don't have to put too much effort into trying to get it to go where you want, so that's a good thing. I also built this one a little bit difficult to get back in there and paint, so that's another reason why the oil wash is kind of important, to fix any mess ups I got, that I couldn't get my brush to or whatever. Guys in a little bit closer, maybe. Oh, I thought I could, but this thing's gonna be difficult. Kind of give you a better idea of how the wash changes it up a little bit. It just really adds like a needed depth. The cool thing about the painting this with oils in the first place is, or an oil-like paint, is that highlighting technique that I used adds a bit of depth. So then adding the oil wash on top of it, which is another pretty easy step, just kind of really pulls it together. It also tones down this incredibly bright I guess it's not bright. It's just very saturated. So. And that's not a bad thing. I actually really like it. I tend to like saturated colors. I feel like you can reach that grim darkness, if you will, um, still using very saturated colors. And again, I will grab my like brown green wash I have to add a little variance to the dirt floor areas. Looks pretty good. Just want to make sure I get it all down there. And it's perfectly fine. It's overshadowed down here because I probably missed painting most of this back here anyways. And I doubt it got a very good prime either. So. Alright, a couple more squares here. Bam. I'm grabbing my feather wash. That's my cursed jams and jellies right here. You kind of then blend these two washes together and you'll get kind of like a, I don't know, it's kind of like a gray green. Again, just trying to get some variance in the washing on the dirt or the ground, the texture really. Oh, that wasn't good. I accidentally got a little bit too much, a little chunk of black paint that was shoved in the corner. But It's fine. I just spread it around a little bit, blended it in with this other wash. Cool. Well, I think that's done. So we're going to go ahead and switch back over to first we're going to clean up this huge oil mess I just made. I'm going to put this next to the fan. So that's what we ended up with yesterday. Definitely need some. Oh, hell, you guys can't even see it. Let me zoom you out. There we are. So that's what we got yesterday with this. Really just needs brown and the washes and all that. This is probably still kind of damp, so I can't wash that for probably another 24 hours. But if I can get to some brown today, I'll try to do this as well. But I think we're gonna hop back to this. And the problem I'm having is, should I do this green like the rest of the kind of plated stuff? Should I make it stick out and do it in a completely different color? I did do that other one blue over there. I think I am going to do the teal again. But this time I'm going to see how transparent I can make it, because I really like the way the shading came out in this. So I got my blue, I got my green in my palette. Dump quite a bit of water in here because, like I said, I want to see how thin I can make this and still have it do a good coverage. That is today's experiment. Just go through here and bust up all these little chunks. don't, then you'll get one of those when you're washing and it'll just smear a big piece of paint, which is a whole other technique too. Like that will give you kind of weird blotchy patches of color, which you then can wash down further and really make that pigment kind of drip. But I'm doing kind of an experiment with this right now, so I don't want to add another weird inconsistency in there. So I guess this goes all the ways around. So maybe I'll start on this corner. We'll see how this comes out. Oh, already very drippy. I want to do this to see if I can make this, how I primed it, make that stand out just a little bit more. And I can go back with the green and brighten up areas if I want. But this is just really an experiment to see if I can get this chromatic zenithal that I stole from Doom and Apathy. And if you want to see somebody who does it well, go check his stuff out on Instagram. He does what he calls chromatic zenithal, and I thought it was a really cool idea, and I thought it would work really well for a larger piece, like terrain. So I want to try to lean into that a little bit more and see if I can't get this to reflect that chromatic zenithal a little bit better. Because what should happen is this purple should kind of come out from behind, because it's a little transparent, whereas the teal shouldn't. The teal should kind of bolster the blue and the green. So we'll see. And I'm also wondering if this might help on the dry time, because if that's the case, then you can really extend the amount of these paints. You would not have to use as much, extend the life of them, and relatively quickly as well. Because honestly, I should probably be using a little bit bigger of a brush. So I'm just going to do this whole thing all one color just to simplify, make this whole painting process easier. And like I said before, I will oil wash to cover any, anything I don't like, and can always go back with paint and come back at it sometime. So, come back and do details. Come back and you know, add some maybe metallics in there. I like doing like the highlighting with the oils and then adding metallics next to them or something glossy, because it will I don't know, the natural light sometimes mimics how you highlighted it, or hopefully it does. Pretty good, huh? I'm liking, like, you can still see the purple blue change underneath this darker green. And if you notice, this isn't quite as green as the last ones I've done. I did want to separate it from them just a little bit. But because it still is the same mix of colors, just a slightly different shade, they'll still look good together. But they'll still match, but they won't look exact like they're colored with the exact same colors. Alright, so there's the, getting into the pink side, the transition into the blue side. Alright, I'm going to move over onto this teal side and work this way a little bit more so you can see the difference of how these will So as you can see, definitely much more blue is popping out, where this is looking purple. So that's a cool transition already. Keep working on these tiles. All of these can actually come out, so I can paint in here a little bit better. And I didn't design that for those to pop out. I just kind of lucky coincidence that they stick there that well. So now we're moving into this bright green. You can see how that reacts. back into the magenta. Trying to touch up any place I missed. Finish up this green here. It's good, it's good. It's good, okay. I'll quickly do a little bit up top here. Cool. I would hit this ladder, and I kind of want to, but if I do, painting back here is going to be a pain in the butt. But when has that ever stopped me? Pretty good, pretty easy. I don't see really the point in trying to highlight it like I did everything else, because I don't really feel like that's going to do anything but cover the base colors more. So I don't dislike it, I'm just not getting the same amount of saturation, but that's fine. Make up some of that brick color. I'm gonna make up some of the sort of brick red color. It's more like a purple, but so we got the blue, we got the red, with a little bit of yellow ochre. So it's really a brown, I guess. And that's pretty much how I have been painting this whole thing. Using a limited palette has caused me to, you know, obviously paint everything in the same colors, but it definitely causes a natural consistency. So I know that we all have access to, or might have the possibility to have access to, all of these different varieties of paints, different brands, different styles, different consistencies. But sometimes I feel like it's good to limit yourself. Give yourself a limited palette will increase your abilities, will simplify what you're painting in a good way. I don't know, there's probably some other benefits in there too of using a limited palette. Try to get some of this concrete done. It's much more brown than the other ones, but that's fine. Like I said, it's the same mix or a similar mix using the same colors, so it's going to sort of match up, at least a little bit. Always going to make it difficult for myself. It's no fun if you don't increase the difficulty every once in a while. I don't know if that's true. The other thing is too, I don't have any black in this palette, so everything is going to be, you know, highlighted up. I can't really shade down without having to put blue in or red in it. So here I am actually going to switch back to this highlighting technique. I'm just going to grab a little white and mix up a mid-tone. And I think the light is going to be coming from where this brighter green light is. I can go back with the mid-tone again. Kind of blend these together a little bit better. We do have some more over here. Get a little highlight going on this. I gotta thin this down a little bit because I just decided that I was gonna do this whole tower piece. Like it's a big concrete pylon or something. Just do a little shading on it. So now that's shaded. I'm gonna see if I can't get a little bit more. Back there a little bit. There's just see some of that green like looking out at you from back there. I don't like. Okay, so I'm gonna bust out. Will you stay? Will you stay, or will you fall? You'll look at the ground. Okay, thank you. Stay. Okay, so I'm gonna hit up this real quick, and I'm just gonna use this bigger brush because more surface area to cover it, and actually give you a chance to see the difference between basically all three colors. Yeah, this red. Although I didn't make this red quite as transparent as the blue was, or the blue-green was much more transparent. Yo, sorry, my chat is still messed up. Yo, what up, Jeff? War Tiger, good to see you. Good morning. Have you ever used these? They're Winsor and Newton, so Winsor and Newton is, I've used them, like, painting on canvas, so I know they have high quality. Ooh, a little white there. That was not good. It's cool if I can just kind of blend it onto this side. That's the side the light is coming from anyway, so. Black. Missed a few little spots here. Let's see if I can't just fix that real quick. Cool. All right. Well, I did want to mix up some brown, do some brown on that other one, and I might toss that on here too because all that's really left to do is piping, so blue and yellow, right? If I'm not going to try to blend any of that, so I think I might take a quick break and then keep going with it. You guys couldn't even see what the hell I was doing. Sorry. Wobbly camera. We come back to it, hit up the other wires, maybe touch up a little bit, but do want to put some brown on that other one, and maybe even start on the next one if I'm feeling all froggy. But I will be back in just a moment. I'm going to take a short break, use the bathroom, that whole thing. So I will be right back. y'all should do the same. Alright, I'm back. Thank you for your patience, everybody, for just chilling. I think I have the space and I have the paint. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some paint on this guy. See if we can't get you guys just a little bit better of a view. So I'm gonna go back to green for this because I still have some of that green in there. So a little bit of green, a little bit of blue. And we're off here. Let me check the chat real quick. I'm gonna wiggle that camera some more. I apologize. I will get this. I've used Apple Barrel before, or there's like Craft Fair, I think it's called, is the other one that I had. In fact, like that's what all my terrain as a child was painted as, because that's what was available to me. So, hi Timothy Shable. Hi Tim, how you doing, bud? Morning. So I'm just mixing that blue and that green. Trying to get all the little chunks of paint mixed up so I don't have a big blob that smears around when I do this. A little bit more green on this. I'm not really worried about running out since I only have 2 more pieces to paint after this, really. So I got my green color. So I'm gonna go ahead and start up here on the top of this building. I'm just going to wash this whole thing in this green. It's very highly pigmented paint, so it will change the color even if it's just kind of a light coat of it, thin coat of it. Pick up wherever any puddles have accumulated and move that to a place that hasn't got any paint yet. that wash in all the cracks too. So I have found that this doesn't wash quite the same as oils. The water doesn't have the same surface tension as the mineral spirits or whatever, so it doesn't flow as easy as the mineral spirits does. But I mean, it's still water; it still flows everywhere. So. That's why I do like painting on this as well. It allows me to like keep it rotating so I can see it from different angles. So I'm less likely to miss a spot. I still miss stuff all the time, but. I have to stand up for this one. You can see how much that the green changes when it goes over the magenta there. Oops. Almost done here. Oh, and as soon as I say that, I stick my head down far enough to see the bottom. And I realized that I've got a whole other thing I got to deal with down here. Whoopsies. Can't really see what I'm working on, can you? I'm trying to get this right here. Doesn't want to cooperate, but that's all right. Sometimes I don't want to cooperate. Ah. But okay. I think I will go ahead and hit this too. again, I should probably be using a bigger brush. I'll crank this out a little bit quicker if I was covering more surface area. So. Pretty good. What else do I want to hit? That'll all be concrete. I guess those could be blue. Painted this one green over here, so I might have to put some green on this one over here. Ladder up as well. A little bit back here that I missed. And then we're gonna hop to a little bit smaller of a brush, and we're gonna put some white in here. Now I'm gonna say that the light is coming from this side. So I'm gonna grab my white, and I'm going to make a little mid-tone here. Right there, see that? Take that mid-tone and just start stippling on from the direction that the light is coming from. So now we're gonna make a little bit of it, make it a little bit lighter, lighten it up a little bit more. Actually painting. Sorry guys. Can't even see what I'm doing. Then I'll move up a little bit lighter. And I'll just keep moving up lightening up the paint. Going from this direction, which the light is coming from, and highlighting. And if you notice, I'm keeping up my brush very much in the direction that the light is coming from. If I start going like this, it's going to change the way the highlight works. So what that's really done is given a really strong highlight from one side. And I will just move up another notch, almost pure white now. We're just going to hit this edge a little bit on the bladder. Push that highlight a little bit further on these. Then, cool as heck, cool as heck. So, I'm going to try to get a little bit of that mid-tone back. Here we go. And I'm going to just speckle in some mid-tones in here. And just a little bit of highlighting. I won't highlight any of this stuff. I might take a little bit of the mid-tones and give some some stippling going on there just to change the consistency in places. But I'm not going to overdo it down here, because it's all going to be pretty shaded. So that's a green done on that. Pretty quick, pretty easy. I think need any green. any other green anywhere on that? No, I guess we would jump into blue next. Actually, nah, there's not enough left. So we'll just slide over to some blue. Shouldn't be too much. Few things up with this blue. Tilt you down a little bit because I'm gonna do pipes and stuff with this blue real quick. And it is another beautifully sunny day out there, or slightly cloudy sunny day, but not raining and not too hot. So I'm gonna try to get these last couple pieces primed today, and get this other project I'm working on primed as well, and I'll probably end up painting that on live stream also, just because I think it will be fun. I might even paint it with these paints. Go ahead and add a little bit more blue out. I think I'm going to do these platforms here too. So now I'm gonna highlight the same way. The light's gonna be coming in from this side, so I'm gonna hit everything facing this way with a generous amount of a mid-tone. Lighter tone. Because this is so wet, it'll still blend with what's already there, the darker tones and the mid-tones. So it'll kind of dull itself down a little bit. Just fixing something I missed there. Good. Maybe a little bit of extra just on this corner. Cool. Right on. Well, this is getting to the point of being hard to handle now because I keep touching the green, and that one needs to dry a little bit. So I do think I'm gonna hop off. I will be back on probably around noon to do another one, and then try for another 7 o'clock tonight. That's like New York City time. So I thank all of you for hanging out with me, and I will catch you next time on Blurrscraft. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good day.